Hey guys, in this project we're going to be building basically building a back end using a Laravel package called Backpack. And there's actually a lot of different packages that we can use to add and remove certain functionality from our back end, because that's what it does is it basically gives you an admin area where you can you can manage your files, you can manage pages with the page manager. You can create any type of CRUD resource, so create, read, update, and delete. And we're gonna just kind of experiment with this a little bit. It's a really great suite of packages. All right, so this is the documentation. Now there's a lot of commands that we're going to have to run as far as artisan commands go. So we will be doing some copying and pasting. This here, Laravel backpack.readme.io/docs, this will give you kind of an introduction to Backpack. But what we want to do is go to install on Laravel 5.4. And if you're watching this in the future where there's a newer Laravel version, it should be over here. You just want to follow that along with this video. Alright, so first thing it's telling us to do is create our project, which we've been doing throughout the course. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say composer, create project, and it's going to be a Laravel project. And let's just call this, we'll call it BP website for Backpack website. Alright, so let's run that, and then we're going to do the usual. We need to go ahead and let's see, we want to go to C drive. We're going to go to the Apache folder, which is in the XAMPP folder. Go to conf and then extra, and then we're going to edit the vhost file. Alright, and I have this entry here for the contact store application. I'm just going to change this to BP website. And that's bpwebsite.dev. And then we just want to change the location to htdocs bpwebsite/public, and we'll save that. Alright, now we just need to add the entry in the host file. So we're going to open up Notepad as administrator. Oops. And then let's go to open, and you want to go to your host file, which if you're on Mac or Linux should be in your etc folder. If you're on Windows, it'll be in Windows System 32 drivers. And then we're going to open up hosts, and I'm just going to change this right here to bpwebsite.dev. Alright, so we'll save that, and then we just need to restart Apache, and we can do that with the XAMPP panel. Oops. Kind of slow. Okay, so I'm just going to stop Apache and then start it back up. Alright, we should be all set. So once Laravel is all set, we should be able to go to bpwebsite.dev. Alright, it's all set, so let's go try it. Oops, I got caps on. Alright, so now our Laravel project is set up. Let's just cd into it. Okay, we'll clear this out. And then let's add it to Atom. Let's see, we want BP website, select folder, there we go. Alright, so let's get the core system installed of Backpack. So if we go over here, we already did that. Now the next thing we want to do is install the base package. Alright, so right here we can do it through Composer. We can say require backpack/base. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say Composer require backpack, what is it, backpack/base. Okay, and once we do that, we need to add the service provider. So right here, we're going to copy this, and we want to go to our config app.php file, and we're going to go down to the providers, which are right here, and let's just add it. Let's see, we'll just add it down here at the bottom. Alright, we'll save that. And then we need to run a few commands. Okay, so this first one here, artisan vendor publish, and you can see it has these. They have comments. This is going to publish the config files, the language files, the views, and the admin LTE files. So let's grab that. Make sure you get the flag here, the -- provider. All right, and we don't want the comments at the end. Let's copy, and then we'll go to Artisan. Okay, it's still going. It's still installing the base. It's quite a large package. All right, so that stopped. Let's go ahead and paste this command in. And then this next one here, publish config for notifications and alerts. So we want notifications and alerts, so I'm going to grab that. Alright, and as you can see in the config folder, there's now a backpack folder with base.php. So here we can change some things. I'm just going to wait till that finishes running though before I change anything. Alright, we can change, for instance, the application name, the developer's name, all that stuff. Alright, so before we run the next command, let's go ahead and just, we'll change this to BP website. And let's see, you could put a logo if you wanted to. I'm going to change the developer name. And feel free to put your own name. And then the developer link, I'm just going to use eduonix.com. Show powered by. We'll just leave it at true, that's fine. Let's see, date stuff, route prefix. So if you wanted to have if you wanted your backend to be like /staff or something like that, you could change it from admin, but we're going to keep admin, and then we'll just keep the rest. So let's save that. All right, and then we're going to go back to our command line, and we're going to run this second command right here, this publish. All right, and once that's done, we're going to just go ahead and migrate. So PHP Artisan migrate, and this will actually create the users table and all that. So let's go ahead and run that. Oh, you know what? We didn't set up our database. That's right. So let's go to phpMyAdmin. Oops, why does it keep doing that? Localhost /phpMyAdmin. And we're going to create a new database called BP website. Okay, now we need to go over to our .env file here and add in the database, which is going to be BP website, and the username, which will be, for me, it's going to be root, and then my password. All right, let's change the app name up here to BP website. Alright, so let's save that. And then we're also going to go to the apps, where is it? The app service provider. So app providers, app service provider, and we're just going to add in here, use illuminate /support/ actually it's going to be facades /schema. And then in the boot function, we're just going to say schema. And then we want default string length, which we're going to set to 191. All right, we'll save that. All right, so now we should be able to run the migration. So let's go ahead and run PHP Artisan migrate, and it ran successfully. If we look at the database now, you'll see we have our users table. And if we look at the structure, it looks just like it would if we were using just the standard auth controllers in Model. Okay, so we have our name, email, password, and so on. Alright, so if we go back to the documentation, the next thing it's going to ask us to do is make sure the reset password emails have the correct reset link by adding these to your model. So let's copy this. So this just brings in the reset password notification package, and we want to put this in our user model. So if we go to app, you'll see we have user.php. We're going to go ahead and just put this right here. Okay, and then it also wants us to add a function called send password reset notification. So we'll copy that, and we're just going to add that down here. All right, and we'll save that. Now, there's generators that we can use to create CRUD resources, like if we wanted to create to-dos and all that, and we wanted to access it from the back end, we could do that. So we're going to install those generators. So let's grab this right here. There's actually two, one from Backpack itself, one from Laracasts, okay, which I think was created by Jeffrey Way, which is a really good instructor. So let's go ahead and run that. And then for the Laracast one, you'll see if we're using Laravel 5.4, which we are, we don't want to run this. We actually want to just add this to the composer file, okay, because we want to specify the version. So what we'll do is copy that and go into our composer.json file and go into the required dev. And let's just put that right here, paste that in, save it, and then we need to run composer update once this is done. Alright, so that's done. Let's do composer. Oops. And what composer update does is it takes a look at this, all the requires and the required devs, and if there's something here that's not installed already, it'll install it, and that's what it's doing. It's installing this right here. Okay, and if you're familiar with Node.js and npm, it's kind of like npm install. Alright, so that should be all set, and we should now be able to access the back end. So let's go over to our site, and we're going to go to /admin, and you can see we have the Backpack login. Alright, so it has registration and login functionality, so I'm going to click register, and let's go ahead and create an account. Let's see, we'll do brad@gmail.com, password, and register, and now we're logged in. Now, usually with admin areas, you're not going to want them to register, so you can easily you can remove that functionality if you want. Now, the back end here, by default, it's just the base package, so there's not much. It's not much different than the standard Laravel authentication dashboard. It just looks a lot better. This is the main page, and it also tells us if the user's online. And then the dashboard, that just goes to this page here, and then a log out link. All right, if we click that, it'll kind of just collapse that sidebar. So that's going to be it for the base package. Now we're going to move on to set up a file manager so we can upload files. We're going to add a language manager. We're going to add some of the other components of Backpack. All right, so that's what we're going to do next.